So in these videos, let us talk about exterior activities that happen outside the house. Like, share, subscribe. My name is Amos and welcome to my video as we are trying to design our 3-bedroom house. Now, let us take a closer look at these activities that happen outside the house. Now, I told you we need space for services, we need space for gardening, we need space for parking and driveway. Okay, so what we are going to see is how do we set up the things such that we can have a fully functional home. Okay, remember we are talking about a basic 3-bedroom home for a young couple just starting up. Now, I told you we need setbacks from the boundary. That is the biggest advantage of setbacks, because that is where your services are going to run. They are going to run from through the setbacks, the corridors you created. And remember, I told you setbacks are very good for you to be able to rotate around the house comfortably. So now, what services are we looking at? We are looking at electricity, we are looking at water supply, and basically we're looking at drainage. Those are the basics. Yeah. So if, for example, your electricity and your water supply, these are things that come from by default, they come from the government. Okay, this is the government supplying you. So but in such a setup, I think they will come up from this corner. Okay, because they actually use the nearest access route. So I'm seeing around this corner, that's where these services will come in. So they can easily take this line on the left and go and rotate around the house, or they can cross over and take the right. It depends on the design. Okay, it depends on the design of the electrician or the mechanical engineer or the plumber. Yeah. So but what you need to have is setback such that you can give the technical person who is going to install these things for you ease of moving them wherever they want to go. Okay? Yeah. So when you ask me about a septic tank, water reservoir, we in this kind of house, it's a bungalow, you will most probably have to use a tower. Now, this reservoir tower, by all means, you're going to place it in this area. Yeah. Most probably in that farthest corner, you can create a tower. It's not something very big. It might be like around 4 feet by 4 feet. Then it goes up, and then you put the water tank up, such that when the water comes from the government, the plumber can actually run it through the setback to the water tank. Then from the water tank, it comes and supplies the house. The reason why in Africa we need a water reservoir as a must is that our supply of water from the government is not 100% steady supply. Sometimes you can have shortages of water, and also you can have shortage of electricity due to government maintenance systems and what. Yeah. So for purposes of water, you need a reservoir on site. Yeah. Or some people have adopted to doing a well. They can do wells on the site, which is okay. Now, for the fact concerning drainage is still governed by the setbacks you provided, because this is where you are going to run your lines from. And remember, drainage lines are accompanied by manholes, so you need that space in order to construct your manholes until you reach the septic tank. Now the position of the septic tank is determined by what? Or the drainage lines are determined, the flow of drainage is determined by the gradient. That one you need to know, by the natural gradient of the plot. There is no perfect level plot. It's not there unless you have leveled it artificially. Okay? Unless you have leveled it artificially, there's no perfect leveled ground on site. There is always a certain gradient which actually helps you on those issues. Mainly it helps you in drainage line, or it helps you in the rainwater flow, surface runoff. Okay? Yeah. So now, let us say the gradient is from behind to front to the access road. That is very good. That is the best, because it means that you will actually place your septic tank around here in the garden, which is okay. So all these lines will move along here, then they connect, or they will move along this line, then they connect. Okay, which is very okay, which is very, very fine. Even if you need to come and inspect the septic tank or soakaway pit, they are here very accessible to anyone. Yeah. But by some chance, somewhere, somehow, if your gradient is flowing backwards, which is something I really don't recommend. If your gradient is flowing backwards, then maybe you'll plan for this area and you put your septic tank and soakaway pit. Yeah. There is a reason why I left that space there, because it can really take care of some very uncertain circumstances like those ones. Okay, that is why you need this space at the rear end. Yeah, it can work. You can put a kitchen garden there. You can put the water tank stand there. You can put a kennel there if you have dogs. So even a water septic tank and the soakaway pit can fit there in case they dictate that they have to be at the back. So today we have seen the use of the planning of the outside services. So now in our next video, we are going to see which other things do you have to consider on the exterior of your site. All right. My name is Amos. Build smart, like, share, subscribe. See you in the next video.